What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree. Eagles winners 8 in a row, baby. The hottest team in the NFL. We're going to talk about them, and we're going to break down the remaining schedule. How important is the 1 seed? We got a lot to go over. Is Saquon breaking the NFL all-time rushing record? We got a lot to go over. In a season, by the way, we'll talk about it all.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgado, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These 3 guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. It's Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to by our doc, Make Them Yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Let the doc know. The boys from Agree Disagree sent you. As always, that's Brian Wilson. That's Greg Mlakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in to another glorious week. Winners of 8 in a row. And, we'll get into all the glorious stuff. At the end of the show, we'll get into the Crumb of the week. Give an early look at the Panthers. Not maybe a layup line.
Playing better ball.
Yeah, maybe not a layup line like you would think it is. Okay, even though it's at home. So we'll break that game down a little bit.
They struggle stopping the run though, so could be a long one for them.
Could be. Eagles, Ravens, postgame. It's the main topic at hand. We'll give you our players of the game. We'll talk about the hottest team in the National Football League, in my opinion. They might be the hottest team. Maybe they're not. I don't know when Detroit lost the game. I forget.
I think Detroit's at 10 in a row right now.
At 10. Well, whatever. We're going to go with this narrative. All right.
But they're not good. They're overrated.
I don't know if they're overrated.
Yeah, they're very good. They're better at home.
Greg's doing this now. We didn't even get into the show yet.
I know Donnie's here. I'm just throwing jabs at Don.
I've been debating turning off my Twitter, like the A2D. Every time A2D tweets, it pops up on my phone because I follow do like this, whatever that's called. And Greg's just been some outlandish tweets out of you today. I was like, I know these are Greg tweets. I don't even have to read the whole tweet.
Engage one time. We can use the help.
I will engage.
Yeah,
but a couple of them, I was like, I can't engage because Greg's an idiot.
We're doing Greg's an idiot.
Continue. Please do tell.
All right. Well, Greg thinks the Lions are overrated.
Oh, my God.
We obviously don't want to go to Detroit and play them. Whatever. Like I said, Eagles
They're
second
obviously
hottest
a lot
team.
better inside, that's for sure.
Second hottest team in the National Football League. All right. And the big reason why they're the second hottest team in the National Football League plays right into their defense.
Yes,
And,
awesome.
today it was funny. Today, because they're going over the roster. We all know the roster. But, they're going over the starters. And you got Georgia. So you have, 4 guys essentially in your front 7 that are all part of that defense. And it just has another reason on why, it's really changed and how young they are. But to our poll, the Eagles defense officially answered their toughest test of the season. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation. I would say yes, because it's probably the best team they faced. Right? And 2 arguable MVP candidates. When you talk about Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And when you give up 9 in the first, here we are again. We're having the conversation again with this football team. It's amazing how tough they are, right? You give up 9 in the first quarter. 9 in the first quarter. And you're essentially goose-egging. You goose-egg. Because the last touchdown don't count. Now, I understand
3. You can say 3.
I understand you missed 2 field goals. I get it. Okay? But still, you essentially goose-egged. You held them to 3 points.
Yep.
3 points besides the late touchdown that didn't matter. Right? As time was essentially expiring. So, I don't know how you get a tougher test than that, too. And to respond again to it. And the adjustments that are made. These are 2 of the MVP candidates. And they ran more plays than you. Right? They did everything more than we did. Because they controlled it. But when it came down to the money time, when it was in the red zone, right? And they were the number 1 offense in the red zone in football. Right? They couldn't tell us enough on the broadcast today how good they were in the red zone. And what we were able to do to them in the red zone today is why we won this football game. That's why. You got stops, right? You're able to stop drives. You're able to get off the football field. They tackled well today. I mean, I can't say enough great things about this defense and their turnaround and how young they are. And, you can make a poll. Could this defense be a top 5 defense for the next 5 years? Right? I mean, that's the conversation we're on. We're on a defense that we did not expect to turn around as quick as it happened.
How good is Zach Bond? Zach Bond, what a find!
What did Vic Fangio find? What did Vicky find? And he was all over the football field today.
He's awesome. He's awesome. He's gonna be all pro.
Kobe Dean's a real deal too. And so is Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter gets held on every play. He gets held on every play. He's a monster.
To answer the question, I couldn't agree more to a poll. When you got two MVP guys like Lamar and Derek and the things that they can do offensively to you and what they do with everybody in the league, especially in the regular season, and you're able to shut them down point-wise, I can't say enough great things. I really can't. And again, they're so young, so it's exciting. It's not like
very exciting.
They're going to be good next year. They should be, right? Yeah. And it all starts up front. And that whole front seven's really good. It's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch. And that's like I'm talking about the
both the kids in the back can play. They can really play.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They can really play.
And they don't mind getting their beak wet, right? How many times we talk about we want, back end guys, secondary guys.
I love everyone going nuts.
And they love it.
When Coop tackled Henry in the open field, everyone went nuts. That was awesome.
That's an Iowa tackle too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cold, physical, this style that needs to be played. You know what I mean? You got to draft towards your elements. You got to draft toward all those things in a way too. He's good, man. He's good. James Jackson says
absolutely what James says too. Yeah. It might have been 40 times, James.
Shout out to Zach Bond, easily the best value signing in the whole league. And Jalen Carter, who got held maybe 37. Will says 40. I might say 42. Yeah.
It's every play. How many plays?
How many snaps did he play?
But his defense is all over the field. And they do all the little things right. And they've done all the little things right since the bye week. They tackle in the open field. There's no more missed tackle. And I thought C.J. Gardner-Johnson was great today.
Yeah, he really was.
He was playing downhill. He was playing downhill, set a tone. Those hits set a tone in a football game. They do. So this defense is different, man. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be this quick, baby, and I'm excited. The big bad motherfucking wolf is back, and it's us. All right? It's us. Detroit's great. They're a great team. Their defense is not as good as ours. and what do we always say about great defenses?
They
travel. Now, with Detroit's as good as ours before their injuries? Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have some injuries, which hurts them.
Let's be clear here. All right? This isn't Homer talk. Before the injuries, it was 1A, 1B, whoever you want to say was better. But you lose the type of things they lost, especially up front. It's not easy to come back from that. It's not easy to fully come back from that and be as dominant. They're still really good, though. So I'm not going to say their defense isn't good, but we're the best in football. And that's not up for debate anymore. We've shut enough really good offenses down to make that crystal clear.
Yeah. I mean, it's facts. It's just fact. It's fact.
Wait. You say this?
Did they end up with 19 today? Is that what Baltimore had? 19?
Yep,
they
19.
ended with,
Yeah, so we are.
But there was 3 holds on that Lamar scramble.
Oh, yeah. Well, they weren't calling anything at the end there, Greg.
I know. I actually wanted Lamar to get in because I had him close the parlay.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Let's go.
Because Tom almost beat me in fantasy. It was touch. It was close. It was real close. I thought he did on the touchdown pass.
Put it over.
Well, that's not why I lost to you. So that's all I meant.
Well, yeah, Kyle Pitts, man, wow.
Well, Dalton Schultz
it's on Kyle Pitts with a 0 spot. That's crazy.
Okay, Schultz stinks too, by the way. So they both stink out loud.
I agree.
And they gave him a 1 today versus Jacksonville. Schultz, and I'm like, maybe I'll put Pitts in. Good job, Tom. 12:55. That call was made.
That's a killer.
Yep. I told you were playing me. You're fine. I'll find the way that when it gets tight, I'll find the way to fuck it up.
I would have loved Cooper Kupp to catch a ball. I was like, is this Cooper not going to do anything for me? But yeah, I mean, I'll take the win. But so yeah, that's I forget what we were saying. Oh, 19. That's what I was saying. 19 points. So that's I believe 23 of the last 25 games going into today, they had scored 20 points or more. The only 2 times they hadn't was against Pittsburgh last year and Pittsburgh this year. And so that's broken now. We're now third time.
You even heard Nance and Romo talking about, like, we shut them down more than like Pittsburgh does.
Oh,
right.
I mean,
with
like
their
you said,
games,
that last touchdown shouldn't even, it was a garbage time score.
No, I mean, this was like Mike Tomlin know how to slow Lamar down type shit, right? I'm not even saying we slowed him down either, because he gets his right running around wise, but we slowed him down.
Yeah, and I think we were very disciplined in our rushes, right? There were some times where we got behind them and that hurt us, but I thought our lanes were pretty well kept for that D line that kept Lamar bottled up. I mean, heck, we got more sacks on him than I thought we would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To the poll, I'll agree. I probably would I'd throw last week on there as well with Stafford and those types and those weapons, right? But you add in the injury to BG, right, and that unknown of that lack of leadership on the field, right? We obviously know BG is always going to be around the locker room and potentially the sideline. Not today, but we didn't know what we were going to get, and I thought that D line was awesome today, without BG, right? You saw flashes from just about everybody on that D line, right? Sweaty at the start, Jalen was a monster. Jordan Davis stuff in the run. You saw some Nolan Smith, some J.X. Hunt stuff, right? I thought that they were awesome throughout the whole day. Thomas Booker, right? I mean, I thought that D line really stepped up, and once again, we talked about it on Wednesday. We were able to bottle Derrick Henry up and pretty much eliminate him, right? I mean, if you look at his stats, that for Derrick Henry, 19 for 82, okay, he got there at the end, but he didn't have any touchdowns.
Yeah, you tell me he rushes for that, I say we win.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly, right? So, yes, I absolutely agree with the poll. They are fun to watch, and you look at that game, it starts just as every other Eagles game does. Right, but I think right before that third or fourth series, I give CJ a lot of credit. This is probably one of his best games of the season. He brought those guys together, and he got in their grill, and then he went out and he was starting to lead that. Right, he led that drive coming out of that meeting and allowed that defense to keep us in the game until our offense woke up in that second half.
Yeah, I mean that's typical to us, not scoring in the first. That's really the only negative I have about this team is that we just start too slow. And if we continuously do it, at some point it's going to have to bite us, but maybe not. Hopefully not. The defense is just playing so well; it's keeping us in games. But that's the one negative.
I don't even think that's a negative.
I mean, it's not a positive.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. How's it not? Like, I'm not going to tell you it's a positive, but it's one of those situations where, like, okay, we've watched it enough, we get it. We're
we start slow. We
essentially start slow, but nobody adjusts better than we do.
Yeah.
So that's actually is a positive that we're able to adjust on the fly, game in, game out to what teams are doing and to us and figure it out. Come on, that's 8 straight weeks of like adjusting on the fly. So to say that, like, oh, we're not going to win Super Bowl like that, Mike, I know where you're getting at, brother. And I'm not like saying like, okay, it's never going to bite us. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. But
yeah,
I also
know
where
it would bite us would be in the playoffs against a good team.
Maybe.
Well, that could have been today.
That's today, but we
that
adjust
was today.
great. It was last week. It's every week. It's every week we play somebody, right? So, I mean, I'm going to say it's more of like, hey, we adjust great. It's not ideal. I'm not clamoring for it.
Yeah.
But, like, I'd rather –
it's not good.
I'd rather go get off to a little bit of a slow start, right? Get off to terrible starts and figure it the hell out every week than get off to a fast start and then look like I'm a completely different team from that point of the game on. Because
I
those teams
will say,
are the ones that lose.
No, I hear that, and I will say no one closes better than us, though.
Nobody.
No one closes better than us. We run downhill to close every game out. It's great.
Nobody's 4-minute offense is better than ours.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Well, we have the best offensive line and the best running back, so it helps a lot.
Yeah, and
thanks, Slayer. Says garbage.
Yeah, dead Slayer. Thank you, brother.
Tucker leaving 7 points. You're right. So they would have scored 19 if he made all his points scores anyway.
Yeah. No, and you're both right. But I think also our defense, when we get into the red zone, the ability to hold for 3 allows us to start slow a little bit, right? It's not ideal, but our defense obviously understands the assignment on offense and knows that, hey, we got to be lights out early, and we got to be lights out often, because we know that the offense is going to start a little slow, but then they're going to kick it on and allow us to go eat by the end of the game.
Yeah, we've had an issue with scripted plays all year, Mr. Wing. You're 100% correct there. Just I don't know. We come out, we don't run. We don't run as much often as we do like early on. We run way more late than we do early, that's for sure. But yeah, we just haven't gotten to any sort of a rhythm to start a game. But we find it, like Tom said, we find it. So
figure it out.
We figure it out. But it's still that's if I'm going to try to pick out something negative, that's the only negative thing I have.
Yeah.
Other than that, our young guys keep playing better and better, which is great to see. And obviously we're starting to get healthy. No Devonta, but he seemed like he really wanted to play. Then he just held him out, like
he's close.
Give him one more week, so he'll probably be back next week.
And being able to come out with a win makes that call even better.
Yeah, so I'd rather him be healthy for the long run anyway.
Yep.
I wouldn't play him next week either with a hammy.
I was going to say, if it's still bothering him against Carolina, you can sit on the bench, bud. We don't need you.
Nope. Let's get
Not
you right.
saying that Carolina stinks, but
no, but let's give you one more week in the cold too, right?
Yeah.
Let's give you one more week in the cold weather. We saw like McCaffrey tonight, right? You injure something else because you're sort of accommodating for another injury, right?
Yeah.
You see it all the time. I mean, I don't know if you see it all the time. I feel like a goddamn doctor right there. You see that all the time around the league.
Yeah. I bet him to score a touchdown. That's probably my fault.
Sorry,
Christian.
No, the Neptune's point. No, Nick is not a liability anymore. Currently, he cleaned his life up.
Yeah,
obviously,
we've
talked about this for 8 weeks. Neptune,
he stayed out of view. Good.
I don't know if this is a shot, Neptune, or if this is a question. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where you're going with it. Which either way is fine. You know what I mean?
I still think he stinks, but
I would say if it's a shot,
we got a really good team.
If it's a shot, we've been praising them for 8. Hold on. If it's a shot, we've been praising them for 8 weeks. Okay. If it's a question, I think he's proven if he's a liability or not over the last 8 weeks too. So I think either way, the question's been answered.
Yeah.
I don't think you win this many games in this league as a head coach and you're a liability.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I think there's moments you might be. There's moments you question firing guys. Listen, I would run them out after 4 weeks. You guys knew I didn't fire, but your response matters. And it matters in sports. We talk about players, so it doesn't matter for the coach. Yeah, it does. You can go down that road. You can clean up your locker room. You can have guys come play for you and fight for you and each other, or you can go down the other road of playing 500 football and not have a job this year after this year. So obviously he wanted his job. He likes coaching here. And I think when you're surrounded with great coordinators like he has too, and listen, the offensive talent is ridiculous, right? I don't know if the defense talent's even that ridiculous as the offensive talent.
Oh, I think it's up there.
It's close. I think it's gotten closer.
I think it's close.
Yeah.
There's a better coordinator on the
young
defense.
Guys are.
There's a better coordinator on the defense side of the football because he's more experienced. That's the only reason I'll give it to him.
Yeah, okay? I'll give you that.
But that's not by a lot. Kellen Moore has done a really good job. But Kellen Moore also never won a Super Bowl as a coordinator like Vic did, which got him a head coaching job. Make sense? So he's more established. But either way, I mean, regardless, he has talent. And as a head coach, to win Super Bowls, guess what? I'm going to riddle everybody some news here. You need fucking talent. Yeah. Right? If you look at any dynasty, they had a great coach, but they had great talent. All right? It isn't by accident. Great coaches don't go win Super Bowls by themselves with a lack of talent. Never happens. The only thing you do with a lack of talent is you get the most out of your talent, a.k.a. Mike Tomlin for years in Pittsburgh, right? When they didn't have the talent, where you go over 500, you have a winning record.
That's how you can tell a really good coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
great. Like when Andy went to Kansas City, they didn't have a ton of talent. They just always went to the playoffs with Alex Smith, a quarterback. It's tough. That's when it gets tough, though. When you have the lack of talent, it's tough to win once you get to the playoffs. But you have great seasons, as it's been seen. Pittsburgh hasn't won really recently in the playoffs, but they've gotten there with some really bad quarterback play, really. Yeah. And Russ has been playing well. Got to give it to him. They look
Middle of
dangerous.
the day, yeah.
Dangerous.
But the point is he's won a lot of football games, and they figured stuff out. And you don't win this many games. And again, when you look at teams who win Super Bowls, they don't win it just with like average players and just a great coach.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way, right? They have greatness around them too. You know, when you talk about 53 guys on a goddamn roster, right, and 22 players playing on each side of the football at a given time, you know, it takes a lot of really damn good players and some great ones for you to win Super Bowls. Like, you don't win them with just like a bunch of average cats.
No, absolutely.
Nobody in the history of the NFL has done that.
Is there people that think that?
No, I'm just talking out loud about Nick.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I
Like when you win that many games, there's something to be said that you're a damn good coach, but you need talent to win games. I think we said earlier on, like, oh, well, you know, his roster is loaded, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, it is absolutely loaded. Best roster in football.
Yeah, Chucks. No, I mean, everybody's agreed here to the poll that this was their best one. I mean, I think there's a lot of good ones. I mean, you could make the case that Cincinnati was actually
was another good one. Yeah,
it was a really good one because how many points their offense puts up. But I mean, you're in terms of like two MVP candidates, you know, on the same team,
number one offense in football.
Yeah, and I think that's a little skewed at times, but I still think
100%.
But I still think they're so good because they're a physical group as well as we are, right?
And we are
my
physical.
God. Did you see that play? Oh, you got that? Not there. That's a crazy play.
I'll be there next week.
There's a crazy play that just happened, dude.
No, but I think we out physicaled them, to your point, Tommy, right? Like, number one offense in football, and we were all in that backfield the entire night. We were all over that backfield.
Wayne the Baines, Jalen Carter gets out more than a new puppy at Christmas. That's great.
I mean, what do we officially end up with? 3 sacks. 3 sacks.
I just saw it.
Crazy.
Yeah. 3 sacks.
We had
We had 6 quarterback hits. So 3 sacks and 6 quarterback hits. That, like you said, Walsh, that's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. I mean,
Nolan Smith would have sacked
for his life.
Bond would have half.
Getting held all game.
Hunt would have half, and Carter would have full.
Yeah, he was getting all that pressure. One guy was getting raped.
Yeah,
it was a mugging.
Did you see the one play where he got spun around?
Yeah, I saw it before we came on. I saw it before we came on. Like, how are you? First off, like,
and Milt Williams is getting raped on the other side.
Well, okay, listen, I can wrap my head around a 3rd round pick getting mugged on the field. You understand?
Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around a top 10 pick per se. You getting goddamn
mugged. That's an
mugged.
all-pro. The dude's an all-pro.
Yeah.
The dude's he's going to be an all-pro.
Like a guy that's known to be that good, like, and to be looked at when you're going into a game as a referee.
I get he's still young, but come on.
No, but my point is when you're going into a game as a referee, you know you're doing your homework on who that team's best players are up front because you want to focus a little bit on make sure those guys aren't having those things happen to them.
Yeah.
So whatever.
It's just somewhere blatant. You know what I mean? Like, how are these not? We're not getting any. No, and they called a ton of penalties on us. Very weird day. I don't like to criticize the refs, but a weird day that was today.
Felt like they wanted to go one way and it wasn't.
Yeah, a little bit, and didn't matter.
Baltimore had chances.
Didn't matter. We just out physicaled them.
Yes. Baltimore had chances at 9-0 to sort of put that game out of way.
They sure did.
Well, yeah, we couldn't do anything.
We
couldn't do anything for the first quarter and a half, basically.
Yeah, Josh Sweat's been really good. He's been really good.
I mean, he. I
thought he had. He
gets to the quarterback at least once every week. He did, right? I think he did.
No, he didn't give it to him. He had 5 tackles though, 3 solo. Maybe that was Henry. He got.
He definitely had a tackle for loss for sure.
Yeah.
Sweat.
Well, it says no tackle.
I thought he had a sack.
I thought he did too.
No, he
I
did.
thought he
there
got
was
it
a penalty.
He
started.
did.
It
He
was
got
the hold.
a penalty.
Oh, it was the penalty.
He had that
Yeah.
sack. Remember, he had that sack.
It was the
early in the
Avante
game, too.
Maddox. That was a great series of events for
Avante
Avante
Maddox.
Maddox.
Come off the field. You saw him.
Two holds within 5 plays. Get off the field.
You saw him come over. Like, get him out of here. It's enough. We'll go
Yeah,
fucking find
that
anybody.
hold. Then you had the punt hold.
They're like, we'll go find any white guy off the street we can find to get Avante out of here. As fine as any white guy. Doesn't matter who he is. Get Avante off the field. Bertha says, shout out to Jalix Hunt today. He stepped up for BG and played pretty strong. He got some pressures tonight, too. Yeah, he did. He had a half a sack. He registered a half a sack. I mean, listen, you're talking about
hit. Yeah,
you're talking about a late pick, right? That is a total like
small school.
Low risk. Low risk could be a monster high reward for you 2 years from now. So anything you get right now, right? Anything you get in this moment is a W.
Yeah.
If you walk down this year with 3.5 sacks, you're like, dude, it's a home run pick. You look at it as a home run pick because you're going to expect him to keep getting better because look at what's up front here, man. I mean, I'm going to keep saying it, how they built this football team. I mean, he really went to the I keep saying it, to the best. I can't say it enough. To the best defense in the last 2-3 decades of college football. He said, how many of their best players can I pluck? He literally stole the interior of that defense. It's the Kobe Dean, Jordan Davis, and goddamn Jalen Carter. That's the interior of their defense.
And Nolan Smith.
Yeah, I didn't go there yet, though. I'm just saying their interior. I brought up Nolan earlier when they did the opening, the opening ceremony of rosters, right? It's like, oh, fucking 4 Georgia guys in the first 6 names. It's like there's no coincidence here, though. Like, you know what I mean? There isn't a coincidence when you took the interior, which was so dominant because you could not run the football at the college level, at the Division I level. You had Power 5 schools coming down to Athens, and they couldn't run the football. They could not run the football, guys. Like, you knew you were going down there and scoring 9 points, right? In a high tempo, everybody scores in college football. Doesn't matter who you were. They were beating your ass up, right? And it wasn't, but those 3 set the tone of that.
Yeah.
And now they're doing it. Listen, you don't always see the translation, which is cool to see it, right? But you're seeing it translate to this level. And that's crazy. And this home run picks, baby. I mean, listen, I'd rather have Kyle Hamilton. I get it. I'm not an idiot. But I'll take Jordan Davis because I know the impact he has is not showing up in the stat sheet. Yes. I just know it doesn't. So where Kyle's going to show up more in your stat sheet. He's an all-pro, so obviously I'll take him over Jordan Davis. But what we were trying to rebuild here, which was the interior and stopping the run, which we were getting crushed with, we came out smelling like roses. We came out of this smelling like roses.
And that's his job. His job is to take blocks. You know what I mean? His job is to take blocks on so that Bourne and N'Kobe can run free. That's his job.
And he's doing it just like he did it at the college level to allow N'Kobe to run free.
Yeah.
They're in an accident why those guys have 24 combined tackles today.
Yeah.
Because those 3 guys up front dominate. Milton Williams right in that conversation. He dominates. Milton Williams is so good, not talked about enough. Going to need an extension too.
Yeah, talk about another guy needing an extension.
We did not talk about Quinion yet.
Put him right there next to Bourne, right? And Becton.
Yeah.
There's three big names.
Becton you probably get for a little cheaper, and I'll tell you why, because he said playing here made him love the game again.
Yep. I heard that this week.
He's falling out. I mean, it's easy to do in New York, but falling out of love with it and falling back in love.
And he found a new position, right? I mean, he was an
and he's been damn good too.
He's been awesome.
Yo, would you leave the accolades you're going to get with that dude running behind you?
Oh,
I
think the 3 of us could get 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, you're
behind this offensive line.
You're going to get all pro accolades because you're going to get all pro accolades because that dude behind
the 3 of us together
rushing for 2,100 yards, right? That dude behind you rushes for 2,200 yards. You get Pro Bowl nominations, all pro nominations, and that makes you money right there too. We didn't talk about Quinion yet, Josh.
Listen, it's as good and as special as Saquon is. He leads the league in yards before contact. That just tells you how good our fucking offensive line is.
Yeah.
Well, it shows how
Last
good
week,
his vision.
255 yards last week, 205 before contact. What?
I think it's a combo.
That's crazy.
I think it's a combo platter. Because I think it's when you put a great running back with a great offensive line.
Yeah,
and you allow their vision because he has such great vision.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just seeing you're seeing the absolute peak of Saquon because he gets to run behind this great offensive line.
Yeah.
And you get to see how special he really is.
Like he would have to gut out 100 with the Giants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like he ran for 240. Right? You know what I mean? His 100 made it look like he ran for 240 that day. No, Josh. I mean, Quignon's awesome. I mean, there ain't enough great things. We've been talking about Quignon for
he's a shutdown corner.
12 weeks.
Is what he is. Shutdown corner. Isaac Garendo scored. What a
Wills, you still don't think it's a 12-win team, Wills?
No, we're probably a 13-win team.
You think we lose 3 times in the next?
Well, we would only have to lose twice to be 13 wins. I would say maybe once. I don't know. It depends like how quick we clinch. Depends on how quick we clinch. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to win the rest of these games, but we could. But like if we clinch, if we clinch pretty quickly here, which we very well could, because I feel like Washington played well today, but they're starting to take on a little water. And obviously the Giants and the Cowboys are awful. So I don't know how they're going to play it. Like, are they going to bench players? Are they going to? I'm curious to see what they're going to do because I don't think you should bench guys. I like to see them play at least the half. You know?
Yeah.
Well, first off, we're shooting for this 1 seed. I think it's
that's what we want. But I think Detroit might lose some games here because they got some tough games coming up. They're about to start playing a lot of conference games. They got Minnesota. They got Green Bay. I think we
got 2 tough games left on paper.
But I'm sure one of these smaller games will be tough.
No. I'm just saying on paper, you get Pittsburgh, you get Washington again, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying they're your 2 toughest games. Doesn't always work that way. I get it. I'm just saying there's your toughest games. I feel like they got at least 3 on the schedule that smell tough to me. Just
that
off the bat.
Pittsburgh game smells like a 12-4 win. They get 2 safeties.
Yeah, you got Green Bay on a short week this week.
Yeah.
And then you got San Fran and Buffalo still left for Detroit. Amid Chicago and then Minnesota, too.
I was going to say they got Minnesota.
Last game of the year is Minnesota.
I mean, dude, and you got to worry about them, too.
Yeah.
Minnesota's 10-2 also, right?
Jump. Yeah, somebody goes and jumps them, then you got to keep winning. So the situation for the Philadelphia Eagles is you got to win.
Minnesota's got a good defense.
If the Eagles win out,
Sam.
Write this down now. How about you just go win out? How about that?
Talk dirty to me.
How about we just go win the hell out? We're good enough to. Let's go win the hell out.
I absolutely
win out.
There
ain't no way they're not the 1 seed. That's all. Ain't no way. I mean, maybe there's a way. I get. I mean, there's always.
The Detroit wins out. That would be the way. But that's a tough way. If Detroit wins out, then then the 2 of us are just on a collision course because that would be crazy. I don't think they're winning out. That's too many tough games for them.
And they're already
losing Green
skating
Bay
on thin ice as it is right now the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean?
They play in Green Bay Thursday, right?
No, it's home.
Oh, it's home?
It's home.
Yeah, they already won in Green Bay?
Yeah, they won in Green Bay.
Okay, maybe okay. I take it back. Maybe they can run. I think the Minnesota game will probably be the toughest, but man, they're tough. They're tough to beat at home. They're just very tough in the dome. That's why the 1 seed's very important to us because give me Jared Goff, give me baby hands in the cold, please. I'd love it.
Yeah, it's not a short week. They both play Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right.
Bill says, "Hey guys, how about that hit on Henry? He was slammed. They were on a mission to say hello, Leg. We're here. I'm so pumped about this win. Vikes and Lions with 2 lucky wins made it even more important."
I'm not sure if they were lucky wins. They're just good teams. They find a way. That's what I feel like Minnesota maybe isn't as good as their record because they just, but they keep finding ways at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just keep finding ways.
Yeah, I keep saying
Detroit's good.
I keep saying it. Let's just find a way not to lose any more games, right? I mean, I think that one's so important that I want to like talk that into existence because I just think forget the home field for a second. Like that's obviously common sense important. I think the biggest important thing is getting another bye.
Yeah.
I think getting
we
another
an early bye.
Yeah, I think getting that other bye, like you saw, like I just think look what Saquon
Yeah, the
did.
one. I mean, only the ones he gets a bye, right?
Look how explosive Saquon was after playing Thursday night and extended time off, right? Short week, then doesn't play the following Sunday and goes for 255. I'm telling you guys right there, you get that doggy a breather. You get him a breather, he might rush for 800 yards in the 3 playoff games you're going to play. All right? You get him a breather. Because then you're going to get him 2 breathers. Then you get another one before the Super Bowl. So you go get the well-rested group.
Yeah.
That's the one that's going to win. The one that I don't have all the bumps and bruises.
I'm always, and like some people are against getting a bye.
Buys,
I don't know why.
You're getting 2. You're getting 2. You're getting 2 buys in that short period of time.
Let's cool out.
Fuck
let's
that shit.
Out.
No, you weren't cooling out when we were talking about when I was taking you to 13 wins before the season started. Now we need 14. You know what I mean?
We might need 14.
We need 14 wins. We didn't even think about that.
It's crazy.
I hope you guys pounded that over.
It's kind of crazy. That what's it called? It's 10-2. I can't believe the Vikings are 10-2.
Which I think in Vegas was toying with us. We were like,
it started out a little iffy.
They don't think we're as good as we are.
We always play like shit against the Bucks. I seen somebody talking about a shit game. That might have been our game. The Bucks always beat us though. I don't want the Bucks sneaking in the playoffs and us had the 2 seed. That would be awful.
We never
would not like to see the Bucks again.
Even though I think we beat them, but the Bucks just have something on us.
It will be the last game at the link. Luke says, officially, I want all the smoke with the Lions. Yeah, I mean, listen, we can beat them.
I'm with you, Luke.
We can beat them there, but I'm not
running from them here.
Yeah, I'm not running from them. I don't want the 1 seed as much because of about playing them there or here. I want the 1 because of the bye. That's the only reason I want the 1.
Yeah, and the home field is awesome.
Home field's great.
Bring them in the link. Come on.
Home field's great, but I can go win there because I told you great defense is travel. So I ain't scared of no ghosts going there. You know what I mean? I'll save that for the kitty cats.
We would be a favorite at home. We'd be a dog there probably.
But
I agree. I think we can win there, but they're a much better team in the dome. Obviously, they built their team for that. They're very fast.
No, it's a
lot
combo
of fast skill
guard.
Players.
It's an absolute combo guard on why you want the 1 seed. It's for 2 reasons, but
home field and the bye. Yeah.
I'm just saying to Luke, like I'm not scared of the Lions going there. I'm not scared of it. Prefer them here.
You obviously want to play at home, though. Yeah, that's facts. Everyone wants to play at home. Everybody wants the 1 seed, and the bye might be just as important, like you said.
Yeah, especially with us having a week 5 bye, right? Like we've been going straight. Like we don't
use a breather.
We could use a little breather for sure.
I can't believe that there's buys next week still. December buys.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it happens. Where do we go to 18?
I think the Ravens are on a bye.
Where do we go to 18 games? Then where do you see it?
Yeah, I think you're right, Wells. I think the Ravens go on a bye this week.
They do because they're 8-5. And so 20. I think Washington's on a bye this week.
You'll write down.
They're also 8-5.
We'll be playing 20 games by 5 years from now. 5
All
years
on
from now.
streaming services.
Yeah, 5 years from now we'll have 20 games. 20 games, 2 buys.
You got to pay $800 to watch them.
Yeah. Two international games.
Yeah.
Yeah. One in Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
One on the North Pole.
Yeah. Yeah. All outdoor stadiums.
Yeah. On the North Pole on December 24th.
Streamed on Netflix.
Everybody's got to dress as Santa.
Oh shit! The Doge is flying up again. Let's go.
What does this pop up on your phone? You just get a for that?
It just said Doge up 10%. Hey-o.
Thanks for stopping in.
Love it.
Appreciate it. Yeah, 72-man roster. Yep.
Your travel parties, like only half the roster goes to the games. We'll split squad games pretty soon.
Yeah, you get the after bye team. You get the before bye players.
One at the North Pole, one at the South Pole. Split squad.
Jalen's not going to the North Pole. That's a Kenny Pickett game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Giants in the North Pole Christmas Eve. That's
Kenny Pickett special.
Yeah, it's Kenny and Gainwell.
Yeah, Will Shipley. Send Shipley up there too.
Yeah.
Two-headed monster, Gainwell Shipley. Shipley had the first play today. I was like, wait, hold on. Did we just first two plays today?
I thought Saquon got white.
Throw the ball to Britton Covey. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
I thought the white player's been so good that Saquon turned white for a second.
Did you?
You know what I mean? I was like, the Saquon, is he a white guy now? What happened there?
Did you hear Jim Nantz say Covey's name the first time? He was like Covey or
Covey. Yeah,
Covey. I'm like, Jim Nantz, what is going on?
He thought he was a Frenchie. Thought he was overseas.
Calling the France was like, why the fuck they just started this guy?
Hopefully it's not Netflix Dynasty buffering.
Well, we're chasing the number 1 seed, so we ain't resting anybody. But he says, Tom, do we leave Barkley in to break the record, or we rest him? We break records around here.
Yeah.
I mean, those opportunities don't come around often.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see him get $2,000. Breaking the record would be incredible, but it's
he's averaging 124 yards a game right now. He needs to average 121 a game to break it.
There is one extra, so that's nice. Yeah,
that's why. Game. Yeah, so you take away the extra game, he needs to average like 140,
145, 150,
which he can break it in 16. He's a 2-piece away from breaking in 16.
Yeah. So he almost broke another one today. He almost broke right after his touchdown. We're on one of the runs after that, kind of going up a little right side. He almost broke it. He got tripped up. I thought he was going again.
That's why these
we just lean on people late. Yeah. All his big runs are late because we're just leaning on people and they're spent.
Lean back.
Yeah, lean back. Sammy says we only run Barkley when we need the wins. If we can rest, then I don't risk an injury for a Super Bowl run. No, I agree with you there. But it's also like how close is
clinched up. If we have everything clinched up, if Detroit loses a couple games, maybe Minnesota loses a game, we go on more of a run here. We got like 2 games left. We say we got everything clinched up. Then maybe you just run him in the first half, sit him the second half. I don't know. Depends on how close he is to the record, how much he really wants it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to. I don't have if we clinch stuff, the starters don't need to play the whole game. But I still want them to play some. But they don't need to play the whole game.
Well, yeah, you can't have 14 buys here. Right, guys?
Yeah, no. It can't just be bye. Yeah, you got to. I like maintaining playing football, especially if we clinch the 1 seed and get the bye. Then, well, Brock Purdy, kill yourself. He just tried to throw the ball and just dropped it. I think it's a fumble. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Tom, you don't want too many buys, so you got to still play some.
Yeah, you got to play football here.
1,000% a fumble.
It's not every day you get a chance to possibly break a record that's been standing this long, too, right?
Yeah.
I get what you guys are saying though. Like I'm all for making sure the guy doesn't get.
I mean, you can get hurt at any time. Like the old saying of you can get hurt at any time, but still, it would be awful if you got hurt like the fourth quarter of a game. I'd be fucking pissed off. But like you said, you can get hurt at any time.
Bill, you're right. Defense does have great chemistry.
Yeah, they're playing well.
Jesse says, I'll always be a Howie defender. If you look around the league, no GM has a track record of winning like he does. Most teams change GMs every 3 years. Laugh my ass off. You're not wrong.
No, he's definitely learned. He's definitely learned.
I was gonna say he's made one hell of a. I feel like we threw him in the electrical closet for a couple of years. He came back out. He's gotten better.
He went again.
Yeah.
He's on his way again. He
360'd back out. Yeah,
he's
you gotta give it to him. Yeah.
He fucking spins that chair around like nobody's business. You know what I mean? He 360s that chair right out of the office, right out of the closet. Every time
the Saquon, obviously, I feel like that was I would feel like that was an easy move to make. You figure he probably wanted to come here. You know, team that he rooted for growing up, where he's from. But like as soon as the Giants don't sign him, it was just. I still got to give him credit for the move, even though I feel like anyone
you
makes
still got to
that
be a
move,
part of it.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to go outside of what you're comfortable with. You know what the biggest thing about it though is, forget Howie for a second. Greg, we talk about Wilson on here. How many times Jalen threw the football again today?
18.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's why you go sign Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
When you get a guy like that, you shouldn't be throwing your quarterback over 25 times a game. And they've been 8-0 since those conversations. That's all.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, you have Derrick Henry on the other side, and you're throwing the ball 36 times.
Yeah.
And you were never that far out of the game where you couldn't lean on Derrick Henry from the Ravens standpoint.
No, they might win the game if they lean on.
Right?
Yeah, they got cute.
23 of 36 for 237.
Yeah, I think Lamar. I mean, I like Lamar, so I'm not a Lamar. I'm not an anti-Lamar guy. I'm anti-Lamar playoffs, but I think Lamar's gotten better throwing the football.
He's gotten better. It's gotten better and better for sure, but he still has that. He has that I haven't performed well in the playoff thing hanging over his head, though.
No, that's there.
But like, I mean, he has gotten better, obviously.
But the regular
like
season Lamar
is
is
a
an
better
MVP.
passer than he used to be, for sure.
Listen, the regular season Lamar is an MVP twice for two reasons.
Yeah, it could be
right?
third time this year.
Right. So, I mean, what we did today is we made him look pedestrian.
Yeah.
So we made
Well, you did what you have to do against him. You don't let him run wild. I mean, he made some plays with his feet. He's always going to make plays with his feet.
He's too good not to.
He's just it's too good not to. But you don't let him run wild, and you lock him down and make him have to throw the ball. Like that's what you want. That's the recipe to beat them. You want him throwing 36 times. That's how you beat them.
Yep. 100%.
Ask the Chiefs. They know.
Yeah. But no, I agree with you on that, Jesse. It's a great point about Howie. I mean, he's just phenomenal how much he wins, how much he rebuilds rosters, how much he changes head coaches and then is able to get a team back to a top team in their conference. I think that's remarkable. If you want to take the biggest thing away, it's hard to find coaches, right, to do it twice, to have your guy twice, to win a Super Bowl with a guy, then go to another Super Bowl with another guy, have the amount of wins you've had with Nick Sirianni as well. And biggest thing, like I said, you're able to rebuild rosters overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially overnight. It's unbelievable the job he's done. I don't know how I don't want to talk about beating the Chiefs right now. We'll talk about that when
we might have to worry about beating the Bills because Josh Allen is awesome, man.
You just got to pay to rest more.
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah,
that's the kind. They're the kind of tweets that I'll talk about. Those like that shit. That's when.
Were they wrong today?
Fucking Greg.
Were they wrong?
Yes,
when you're live tweeting a game, you say shit. All right, lock in and engage one time. Help out a little bit.
Good luck with that, Greg.
I know. That's why I do what I do, and
I've liked
the naysayers can F off.
The naysayers.
I will still continue to naysay.
Let a naysayer know.
I'll still continue to naysay. He says.
Then naysay away. I'll be waiting for help whenever you want to join.
That's not going to happen.
I know.
But I will. I have watched some tweets.
No one wants to help.
When they have tweets that are good, I like them.
I don't see your name pop up.
That's bullshit.
Oh. Will's lying again?
No, I definitely have. I've definitely liked tweets.
Was Greg's Google search wrong?
Listen, how many other people follow? How many? At least I see every tweet that you make. Pops up on my phone.
That assessment is probably correct. That assessment is probably correct.
Bill says the bye would be nice, but I think Detroit, Minnesota, last game of the year will be so long away, Bill. He says it will be for a number 1 seed.
Who are we losing to, Bill?
Bill, how are we losing more than once? Like, seriously, if we lose Pittsburgh, we're not losing whatever that next game is. Washington, right? Like, we lose Pittsburgh, we're not losing Washington. We beat Pittsburgh, we probably lose Washington.
I feel like we're going to beat Pittsburgh. If he had to ask me what game we lose, it's probably Washington.
It's probably Washington on the road.
Washington has a history of being a house of horrors for us.
Washington is on the road.
Oh, yeah, it is on the road.
It's on the road. And I'm saying there has a history of being a house of horrors for us, Washington. So I could see us losing that game. But
I just don't see us losing more than one.
I don't see us losing any games if this defense continues to play like this.
I agree.
I just don't know where the loss is then. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, if we turn everyone has a bad game. There could be a game where we turn the ball over a couple times. Like we fumbled the ball 5 times today and somehow got it back every time, which is
So the Ravens too.
kind of amazing.
So did that.
Yeah, I agreed. But it's kind of amazing. But yeah, I mean, like we could have a couple games where we have some turnovers. That's the only way we're going to lose. I feel like our defense is so good. Our offense would have to put them in a bad position by turning the ball over for us to like lose a game. I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Loving it. Like I didn't even consider us losing today, and I thought going in, I'm like Baltimore always plays great against the NFC. You know, Lamar, like whoever's record is against the NFC, 24-1 or something, 24-2 now. But like I was like, yeah, could be tough. Then they went up 9-0. I'm like, we got to get it going. Once we scored that first touchdown, I was like, we're gonna beat this team.
Yeah,
you can tell already because as soon as I said our biggest problem is if Derrick Henry runs wild on us, then they might beat us because then I'll open everything up for him. As soon as I saw that we were stopping Henry, I'm like, all right, we're gonna be good. And if you stop him, I think we can stop everybody. You know, that's the best back we're going to face.
Yeah, for sure. And when you look at the Steelers, all you really got to do is worry about their defense, right? I mean, yeah, their offense put up a bunch of points today, but they don't traditionally put up a lot of points this year.
Everybody puts points up against that team.
Cincy, for sure.
Oh, my God.
Division, in division game, though, and stuff like that, right?
San Francisco. What a fall. You got to love it.
Love it.
You got to love it, Greg.
Can't happen to a better team.
Debo just fumbled. Keep talking, Debo.
Good. Love it. I mean, except for that I took them with the points, but yeah, good call.
Yeah, that's on you.
100%.
Buffalo in the snow? What are you doing?
I just thought it was going to be a close game. I figured it'd be a touchdown game.
Well, as soon as McCaffrey got hurt, I thought that was probably the end of it. He looked good, too, the first, 2 drives, and then he went down without even getting touched, I feel like, didn't he? I was like, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, I think it was the play before that hurt him.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then
he tried to run, and he just went down.
Yeah, he was like, oh, this isn't going to work. I'm waiting for Purdy to get slammed on his shoulder that he came back from.
What's crazy about the San Fran is, I mean, they've been turning the ball over a ton, which has hurt them, but their defense has fallen off a cliff. Their defense is not. I mean, I think they have a few injuries, but their defense is not good.
Oh, it's a shame to hear that.
What's it called's hurt too. I feel bad for him because he's a good player, but
I don't feel bad for him. He's gutting through it. I won't say the word, but I said I don't feel bad for him because his wife's we won't say the word.
Who, you know what I'm talking about?
Fred Warner.
Okay, yeah. You're right. Yeah, I mean, Fred Warner has a broken ankle, though, which is kind of crazy. So I give him props for playing through it, but he doesn't look great out there.
No.
Okay, explain what a broken ankle?
Yeah, Fred Warner's got a broken ankle.
For the last 6 weeks.
Man, I'm going to have a big cash out decision to make tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah? Touchdown parlay or?
No, five team parlay.
Ooh.
$5. $5 to win 70.
Okay.
Well,
nothing crazy, right?
I mean, that's 13 times your money.
So it was Rams, Buccaneers, Eagles, plus the 130, Bills money line tonight, but then it comes down to tomorrow night, Browns plus the 6.
Ooh. I love the Browns tomorrow.
I like the Browns plus the 6. I almost want to let it ride.
I love them.
Let it ride, right?
Well, good news is I'm on Denver, so you guys are good to go.
Denver in Denver.
Denver's tough. That could be one of those games where Jameis throws 3 to the other team. But
still coming.
Could be. But I think that Cleveland can keep that game tight. Plus 6. 6 is a lot of points.
Unbelievable.
Where's the Hurts praise? He didn't play good today.
11 for 18.
I mean, come on, KZ. Well, we'll keep it real, KZ, but he didn't play good today. He didn't play bad.
Yeah, he was fine. Good. He was fine.
We won the game.
He was 11 for 18.
Yeah, I tell you what.
He started out 0 for 5 or 0 for 4.
Impressive fumbling that ball on the touch push and still picking it back up and still getting in the end zone. That was impressive.
We talk about him being a winner all the time, and we talk about the positive things he does, and
not enough.
He had a great game.
You gotta blow him
KZ
every
wants to
game.
come in here. KZ wants to come in like we need to get flowers or some shit.
We
You know
gotta
what I mean?
blow him every game, apparently.
Like he was fine.
Like
Yeah,
Romo
it was all right.
blazing,
He won the game.
blazing Lamar all game.
Like he was fine. Like it's not the reason we won the game. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
what
I mean,
we'll come out
over
praising
the-
for.
over the
fucking
last
game
stretch of
balls.
games, this was his worst. Over the last stretch of games. Well, it doesn't mean it was a terrible game, but he wasn't very good today.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't
But
turn
we
the ball
won,
over.
so it doesn't matter.
Didn't turn the ball over, and we won.
Facts.
We tried to turn the ball over. We dropped it a lot, but we didn't. So that's good. We're good at recovering our fumbles.
Yeah, Wayne. I mean, we said this. I'm talking about KZ. Like, I'm not here to knock the guy. We're over here saying we're over gonna fucking
Yeah, he's like he's asking where the hurt phrase is. What
we're giving
happened?
the key to this.
I
real
mean,
quick.
good throw.
We're giving
Dallas.
we're giving the goddamn key to the city out for 11 for 18 because the guy don't turn the ball over. Can we knock it off? We had nothing bad to say about him, but we sure as hell ain't gonna come on here and, like I said, give the key to the city or overly praise something for some blind jerk off loyalty, or for somebody out there to like us more or hit a subscribe because we gave Jalen love. Go listen to the reel that was posted today on all the platforms about giving Jalen his love, giving him his flowers. It's already been said. All right. I'm not going to come on here again and reiterate the same damn shit I said on Wednesday night on how he's a winner, how he's the Rocky story, how he's an underdog, and all those things. That's what he is. That's what he is. And he finds ways to win. And that's always been the case. But I'm also not going to lie and be like he was phenomenal in a situation where he was average. Like, why would I do that? I mean, I would hope you would never listen to me again if I came on here and in the first hour I was over here freaking jerking him off. Come on. I think guys love him. I think he's a tremendous leader. You guys all know this already. But we're also not going to do this.
Yeah, he was solid. And again, like we said, no turnovers. Got the win. It's all we ask for out of him.
And the guy can
Don't
never
turn
buy
the
a drink
ball
in this
over.
city. He'll never have to buy a
Make
drink
good
if
decisions.
He has kids. You can leave him in the middle of Broad Street. Yep. All you got to do is go win a championship here. I don't care how you look or do it. All right?
Oh, love forever.
And we know how this works.
I mean, we have all the tools. We just got to go do it.
I mean, he's got to be better in the first half. And if you don't think he does, and that needs to be better in the first quarter, right? When they try to put the ball in his hands early in games, and he's the big reason on why we've struggled in the first quarter. I mean, come on, then you ain't watching the game.
Yep. Because I know Will said it earlier. If you go back and look at our struggles with those scripted plays, they are 70-30 or 65-35 pass to run.
Yep.
Right? And I get it, right?
We definitely run more late. We do.
Because we know that, right? So I get why we want to potentially start a little pass heavy. Right? And especially against Baltimore.
Think that we're going to come out running, and you would think it would be easier to pass early.
Yeah. And then especially against Baltimore,
hasn't really worked.
Yeah, and we know Baltimore, their secondary was their weakness, right? So we wanted to get out there and early. But he is numero uno, the reason why we struggle early. He gets it together, he locks in, and we went on a great drive, 2 drives there in the second quarter, right? And that essentially sealed the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been great. He's been great in the
when we need
quarter.
to. He goes on his drives, but he has not been good early on. But he locks in, right? So,
but we've said that, Greg. Like that's our only criticism, I would say.
Yeah.
The biggest criticism is just how we've started games. That's pretty much it. Offensively,
we've also given him credit when we needed big drives. We've also
all
those things.
No one is better with the ball in their hands late at icing a game. There's no team better in the league, and he's the captain of the ship.
Yeah, I can't agree that all these scripted plays are bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're trash, but it definitely hasn't gone great. That's for sure.
At some point, you need your quarterback to make a throw.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Like, I mean, we
takes them a little time to get warmed up. I guess it seems like that's all.
Like, I just find it crazy. The coordinator knows how to adjust.
At this point, like it's just. I mean, it's every week, so we can't. It's like we know it's coming. We know we struggle early. But like Tom said earlier, we get it together. No one rallies like us great adjustment team, which is a great thing.
No one rallies like the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, Bills just missed a field goal. I can't believe they're trying 50-yard field goals in a fucking snowstorm. He almost made it.
We almost had a record setter today.
Dude, that was close.
It was really close.
That probably 2 yards. It was 66 is probably good. And 66 would that tie the record?
I think so. I think the record was 65 or 66.
I think it's something like that, yeah.
NFL record.
Matt Prater, maybe?
Longest field goal.
Tucker hit a long one.
66 by Tucker.
It went off the crossbar and in, I think.
Yeah.
It was to win a game, I think, too.
2021. The longest field goal attempt was 76 yards by guess. I'll give you who was it? Yeah.
Yes.
Good old Seabass.
What a guy.
He was a legend.
He's the man. Drunk kicker. Great
I think
leg.
his son's playing college football somewhere.
He had a great leg. He was was he a first round pick?
Yeah.
Fucking what a stud. I'm pretty sure he also got arrested a couple times for trying to bribe police officers.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Polish.
Yeah, his son Dean is a kicker for Washington State. Dean Janikowski.
Old Dean.
Good old
Dino.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it in to make sure your son, got his credit for playing today. You know what I mean?
He's on the stat sheet.
Yeah, it's like unbelievable. Like, I mean, yeah, he gets credit for winning games. He does. Yes. Nobody's
captain of the ship. Captain of the ship.
I mean, you're unbelievable. Like it's your first time watching football, or it's your first time in the NFL in the city of Philadelphia, where you don't understand when a team's losing, the quarterback gets smoked. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just can't help you. If it's your first time with that.
I mean, that's the way, but that as a quarterback. Like he knows that. You know what I mean? That's the position. That's the position. Simple. It's the most important position on the field. It's the most important position in sports for a reason.
Barrow's scoring 35 a week and losing, and I'm sure they're crushing them in Cincy on drives where they're not scoring.
Which is crazy because he's been great.
I'm just making the point.
Bad.
You get where I'm saying. You get where I'm going.
Yeah.
There's plays on the field where,
they
go with 3 and out, and they find ways to crush him.
Josh Dobbs? Is that Josh Dobbs sighting?
I mean, you might be right about Cincy. I mean, he might be able to get away with murder.
It's the Midwest. What are they? Nice in the Midwest or something, right? Is that what they say?
Bible Belt?
That's fine. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're probably not that happy, but they're probably not that happy with the defense, I would assume. Barrow's awesome. They need to fix their O-line because he's getting hit too much still, and they need to do something about their defense. Their defense is bad down there in Cincy.
Yeah.
Like you said, everybody throws on Cincy. Russell looked like he was fucking 20 years.
Yeah, Russell looked like prime Russ.
Back in Wisconsin.
Throwing YOLO balls all over the place.
They're pretty good, though. Pittsburgh's not bad. Good defense. They run the ball well. They take big shots now with Russ to George Pickens. He's a character.
But he's a
receiver.
The one thing I enjoy though is they fall into our money, right? Like they only have one wide receiver. You know what I mean? So anything outside of Pickens, you don't got to really worry about. So
the other dudes that's been making some catches got hurt today. I think Calvin Austin. He's been catching.
Well,
some balls.
they traded for Deontay Johnson and Mike Wallace, and neither of them could see the field. No, they didn't. No, I'm sorry. They didn't trade for Deontay Johnson. They did trade for Mike Wallace, though.
Mike Williams.
Yeah. He caught a touchdown. I was going to say Mike Wallace.
Mike
Wallace, old as dirt.
Mike Wallace, yeah. He caught a touchdown in his first game, but he hasn't done
Mike Wallace can fly. He used to be able to fly. He was an Eagle for a little bit.
He was.
Did not work out.
But our secondary being as strong as it is, should be able to handle Pickens and whatever else they're throwing at us, right? So we should be able to key in on Najee Harris running the football. And I don't know, is Tyler Warren still not Tyler Warren? Who's their backup? Tyler Warren is a Penn State tight end. It's in my mind.
And he's a stud.
Might be
Buffalo
there.
Just took a punt to the house.
Is it Tyler Warren?
Tyler Warren's the backup for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so it is him.
Tyler Warren, yeah.
Same name,
different position. So we should be able to key. Was my point. We can key on the run, be able to stop them. In theory, on paper, their offense should feed into our strengths as a defense.
Yeah, their defense is going to be tough for us, but like I said, that's like I feel like we could shut their offense down. That's like I could see us winning that game like 15-6.
Jalen Warren,
the running back.
Warren, yeah, the running back.
Yeah, he's solid. He's like I feel like they used him more out of the backfield, but yeah, he's solid. I like Jalen Warren, runs hard. I like Najee Harris. He runs hard. It's a tough team. They're a tough team. They're a well-coached team. You know what you're going to get when you play Pittsburgh.
Sure.
They're well-coached. They're good. Russell's veteran. He's going to take his shots. He'll throw some picks, though. That's the only thing I would like a little more of from our secondary. Is
I thought Q had another
shot
shot
balls
today.
Off. Yeah, he had a shot from
Q had that one. Yeah. He was chasing Flowers, right?
That's
it was Flowers.
That's nitpicking.
Yeah. Like, damn it, Q, you're running the whole way across the field. You can't catch that. But yeah, today we just didn't get the bounces, right? Like you said, they fumbled 3 or 4 times and it bounced right back into them. So we were making the attempts and getting the ball on the field. But we just didn't get it. I don't know, Elliot. It was a gift. I would assume it's Fanatics because they have a monopoly on all apparel for the NFL. I was going to say,
Fanatics does. Fucking Fanatics.
Yeah. Scumbag.
Yeah.
White party weirdos.
I like how he gave him the lids on there. Lids?
But I disagree with that.
Yeah, I think Bo Nix has been good.
I think
he was impressive. He was good at Oregon.
Yeah, I don't know where you get that.
Oregon's different. He wasn't great at Auburn. He wasn't great at Auburn. He was delicious at Oregon. Yes,
he was young at Auburn, and he wasn't terrible there. You could see the skill set though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like some guys need a man to grow too.
Well, he spent 5 years there, 4 years there.
It might have been 3. Could have been 4.
Okay. Possibly 4, but definitely.
He was definitely a 5-year player, and he only spent 1 year at Oregon.
That's what I said. It could have been 4. You're right. Could have been 4. But I mean, listen, you're not wrong. But again, he
played 3.
He was better. You can say the same thing about Hurts, though. Hurts was better at Oklahoma. I mean,
yeah. No, he
was also in a great situation when offensive guy.
Yeah, he went to a better situation where they run a better pro style offense. Like, yeah, you can say all those things.
The perfect spot.
And yeah, I mean, look,
we said that on draft night.
It happened again this year. Dylan Gabriel goes there. They're the only undefeated team in college.
Yeah.
You think Penn
State it was
them?
Litz. Yeah, it was Auburn. That was the whiteout game of, I don't even know what year that was.
2021?
Might have been.
Coach Prince.
2021, yeah.
Bang.
Princesa.
Kush Princess.
Kush Princess. Great win. It was a great win.
Yeah, smoke up. Life short. I mean, that's what Kush is.
We're on the Drew Hour train.
I mean, people have him going decently high, which I'm kind of shocked about.
Yeah, Penn
Well,
State guys.
they're just going to fall in love with a 6'5" kid that can make every throw.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree. He hasn't necessarily thrown that game tape out there, especially against high-level opponents. But they're going to fall in love with a 6'5" kid that can make every throw and has now added a little bit mobility to his game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Brock Osweiler vibes.
Ooh, good comp. Brock Lobster got Peyton Manning's second championship.
I was gonna say Osweiler got some cash.
He's the reason Peyton got 2.
He got big cash from Houston.
Yep.
Stunk
Him
there,
and the
but he got big
defense.
cash. Got big cash.
Him and the defense carried Peyton.
I was gonna say I would think Vaughn really did.
Speaking of defense, Eagles defense is delicious right now.
Best defense in the NFL. Best defense in the league.
Yes, 100%.
And yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I can't emphasize enough how awesome Jalen Carter is. He's like I mean, if he stays healthy, he's a gold jacket guy. That's what he is. He is awesome. He's absolutely awesome. They're holding him on every fucking play. Every play. He's so good. He's so good. And both young DBs can really play. It's awesome to see. We were like, well, really, remember like 2 weeks ago, I think we were saying this. Like we got obviously a very good passing attack in LA. That was coming up. And then we have the Ravens with the best offensive football. 2 good tests, and guess what? We come out of them with flying colors. Flying colors.
Extra credit and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it was so awesome. So awesome.
We're damn good. We are damn good.
And we're fun to watch again, right? Last year, especially during the decline, like how much did we not even?
Last year was awful.
We didn't even want to watch them.
You could see it. You know?
Yeah, and now you're like, all right, let's go. This team isn't going to let me down.
Oh, we're
right. And as you like we talked about earlier,
even when we were down 9-0, I knew let's just get it going here. We're gonna be.
Hey,
okay.
we don't start. We try not trying to overreact to bad starts anymore, right? You go in knowing that, and your nights, your game watching experience is a little less stressful, even though we wish it didn't have to be that way. But it is what it is.
At the Lions coming up.
Yeah,
that's a tough game for Detroit. Buffalo is good.
Buffalo's good.
Josh Allen is really good.
Yeah, it's Josh Allen and Saquon 1-2. However you want to rank them.
Josh Allen's awesome. That play earlier was crazy, where Amari Cooper pitched it back to him and he ran for a touchdown.
I didn't see it.
It was crazy.
But yeah, it's 1-2. I think Lamar takes a hit today. His stock goes down a little bit.
Well, yeah,
I think it's.
I would say that
now you got 5 losses.
Saquon's goes up.
Yeah,
Saquon's goes up. Henry's and Lamar's both go down. I would say.
Yeah, you can't. Henry's sake, you don't crack 100 yards.
Is also going up.
And in both their sakes, they don't win.
Yeah, no touchdown, no win. Yeah,
but they're fun. Game. They're fun Great to watch. And it's like we talked about, right? The last 4 minutes, the closing time, right? There's nothing
better.
There's nothing more enjoyable than in the fourth quarter, regardless of what time it is, knowing that we got 26 back there behind our offensive line and a lead, right? And Jalen just either under center or in the shotgun, just saying, "Here you go, here you go, here you go," and he's Mariano back there.
Well, yeah, your facts. There's nothing better than running the ball down a team's throat when they know you're running the ball and they can do nothing to stop it. There's nothing more satisfying.
Yeah.
No, it's true. He is Mariano. It's the closer time. Him and Jalen, big reason why we're as good as we are, in the fourth quarter.
100%.
Absolutely.
Oh. Well, so Elliott was there.
Oh, Elliott was at Pittsburgh. Oh, hey,
love
it.
Syracuse. Love it.
I can't read.
What a win. What a win.
What a great win.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't get me going because I'll talk about that forever. But
wish
huge win. I don't want to get into that, but huge win. Fran Brown, The program's back. The program's back. Feeling really good. Feel good. Look good, feel good, play good. And I hope we get a good bowl game. I think we should.
You should.
Give me like a January 1st.
3-loss team from the ACC.
Give me the
loss
Gator
team
Bowl.
from the ACC. Yeah, absolutely.
We legitimately should have one loss. They fucked us in Boston College when we recovered the onside kick, and we would have scored and won the game. But that we did blow a game to Stanford that you can't lose to a Stanford team that stinks out loud. But yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Awesome. That's
it was
awesome.
great. Love it.
This weekend proved once again that you can't replicate the college atmosphere. It's awesome.
I can't believe that Ohio State came out today and said that Ryan Day is our coach. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Shocked by that. Shocking.
Donnie, what's up, brother?
He has to be fired.
I can believe it.
Yeah, you gotta fire him.
Why would
They're going to make the playoff.
Well, yeah,
but
4 years in a row.
He's going to make the playoffs, and you have a lot of recruits tied to him, too. So
yeah, highest paid team in college football.
You can't beat Michigan. Can't beat Michigan. Can't coach Ohio State.
No,
that's the rules.
I agree with you, but not when you're in the playoffs again.
No, I agree, but
you're almost allowed that loss. You shouldn't lose that game.
Honestly, I feel like they could win. They could win it all, and people would.
They're the
still be mad.
They're the fourth. They're the fourth best odds. They lose an unranked Michigan team, yet they still the fourth best odds.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm
they
shocked.
have a great
I'm shocked
roster.
they stayed as high as they did, at least in the AP. Right? You lose to an unranked team and you stay in the top 10.
I was hoping Syracuse was going to creep to like 20th.
Yeah, you lost an unranked rivalry.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge rivalry game. You throw the records out, Greg. But yeah,
no, I hear you.
But it's still again, though, you're like, if you're not going to beat them this year, when are you going to beat them? Because you're the much better team. They can't throw the football. Michigan
literally
cannot throw the football.
Literally.
Yes, they can't. But they have 45 passing yards.
40 yards.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
40 yards passing.
Crazy.
It's unbelievable.
But you get what I'm saying about firing them.
100%.
No,
when you're going into the playoffs and you got recruits tied to them. Like if you weren't going into the playoffs and that knocked you out of the playoffs, then absolutely. But you're a number one. You're the number 2 team in the country. You're not dropping past 12.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
what's it called? Might sneak in because they've been playing so well. South Carolina could sneak in.
Yeah.
I think South Carolina should be in over Miami.
I don't disagree there.
I'm really hoping.
I think South Carolina should be in over Ohio State.
Out. Love it.
Yeah.
They just had that one. They had that terrible loss to LSU, where they'd be in.
The problem with the SEC is they're all their losses are all to each other. Obviously.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But like Ole Miss beat both South Carolina and Bama, right? You know what I mean? But lost to Georgia, right?
Georgia, yeah.
Texas,
Bama lost to Bama should be out because of they have the worst loss to Vanderbilt. That's
Georgia destroyed Texas, but Texas is the number 2 team. You know what I mean? Like, and same thing with Tennessee. Their losses are just all so intertwined that it's tough to determine the rankings once you get in those 2-3 losses.
I almost feel like now this is a crazy I'm spitballing here, and I will admit that I have ate an edible earlier. But I almost feel like at the end of the season now, like you know how it's championship week, I feel like the teams that are the number 1, like so right now would be Oregon, like who I guess the ACC is SMU, right? Yeah. Oregon, SMU, Texas, and then Arizona State. Or Boise State, whoever you want to say. But so I think that those 4 should get shouldn't have to play. Championship week should be between 2nd and 3rd. What do you think about that? That would be the game that matters, I feel like. These games all don't really matter. Because they're all going to get in. You know what I mean?
Well, not necessarily. I
think Penn State and what's it called doesn't matter. They're both going to get in regardless of who wins or loses.
Penn State,
And-
yes. But I don't
I
think the
same
Big 12
thing
gets
with-
2 teams.
No, they're not. They're
So,
not.
like, the winner of that's only getting in,
That's true. That's true.
right? I think where it comes
It
into
only
play
really
is
works
the
for
ACC.
it only really works for the Big Ten and the SEC. But,
and where it will become tricky is if Clemson upsets SMU.
yeah, that gets
SMU
really
has a
tricky.
legit shot of being in the top 12, but now you got to put Clemson in there. And then now it throws back in there. South Carolina beat Clemson. You know what I mean? Like, who else beat Clemson?
Boise
Bama
State?
destroyed them.
If Boise State beats UNLV again, they're going to get the bye. They're going to get the 4th seed, right? Because they're ranked higher than whoever's going to come out of the Big 12.
I think they get it. I think the Mountain West gets a at large anyway.
No, but it doesn't have
So
to
it's
be
the
Big
ACC,
12.
Big 10, Pac-12, Big 12, and Mountain West.
No, but hold on. What I'm saying is the top 4 for the buys. It doesn't have to be ACC, Big 10, SEC, Big 12. It's the top 5. It's the
top 4 teams
winners that are highest ranked. So if
Yeah.
Boise State's ranked higher than whoever wins the Big 12, they'll get the 4.
Yeah, and there's projections that obviously Penn State losing, Penn State would host Arizona State, and then the winner gets Boise State.
Boise
so that's
State, that would be good for Penn State.
That's a very good draw for Penn State right there.
Yeah, that would be
Penn
good.
State locking that 5 seed in because potentially, as you said, you get Boise State as that 4 seed, and that's for a big time college. That should be a easier game.
Oh yeah, that's the team that you would want to play. Yes.
But they're good.
But they're good. They can play.
They're good.
They're good. But I tell you what, I don't know. I feel like they better be careful because UNLV's good. UNLV could beat them.
They sure can. And if that happens, then there's
they'll be out.
Yeah, they'll be definitely out because you can't.
UNLV would probably get the 12 seed
probably as the Mountain West.
As the at large, the Big 5 at large. Non-Big 5 at large, non-Power 5 at large.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be wild. A lot of, besides the fact that the Penn State and Oregon game doesn't really matter, except, if Penn State wins, they'll get the 1 seed.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, definitely. That's only a 3-point line. So
Franklin fucks it up.
It's only a 3-point line, 3-4 points. So
I think Penn State should be very well in that game. Absolutely.
They should be. Yeah, I'm wondering how Franklin screws it up. I was nervous about Maryland this way it started.
I want to give you something about Saquon real quick. Sorry,
Yeah.
something about Saquon.
No.
Most rush yards in the NFL, right? Jameer Gibbs, 973. Jacobs, 987. Henry, 1407. Saquon, 1499. But he's also 4th in the league in rushing, too. He has 982 yards just in the second half. Second half of games.
Yeah, and he's
Closer.
and
Mariano.
He's 98 yards up on Derrick Henry with the game in hand.
Yeah.
Because they have a bye next week.
This might be the second half of the season. I don't know if that's what that means, but
Mariano.
either way.
Talk.
Either way, I don't know what second half means.
It could very well be the second half because we don't do shit in the first half, so it makes sense.
Yes,
and almost all of his big runs are late in the game.
Yeah. They absolutely are.
2 big long runs against the Rams were in the 4th. The long run against the Saints was in the 4th or the 3rd. Yeah, everything's second half. I feel like they've all been second half. All the big long runs.
Yeah,
that's what just wear on teams. Just keep pushing them. Just keep leaning on them. I love it. I love it.
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
All right. Sixers stink.
Crumbs and get out of here, Tommy.
Yeah. What do you guys got?
I had one. Why did I lose it?
I'm gonna give a shout out to Jason Avant for pulling that flag back from the Ohio State guy. That's fire. That was Jason Avant.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great block on Miracle Meadowlands too. Great hands too. Couldn't want anything better than Jason Avant. Great hands. What a guy. But my Crumb though,
great on third down.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it was awesome. You knew
great
he was catching
hands.
the ball. Great hands. Great hands. I'm not sure who my Crumb is for this, but like they need to stop the flags.
No,
They need to stop it.
you're wrong.
There's too much fight. There's too many fighting on. You're gonna have kids getting hurt. It's a disaster. They gotta stop.
We
the
need these
flag
kids to
planting.
grow up and learn how to lose.
No.
You also need to learn how to win.
Listen,
These
Greg,
kids grew up on a computer.
Greg.
Right. You also need to learn how to win too.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's a rivalry game.
The
Okay,
flag
learn how to
and
win
the
that
flag
game,
on
too.
the flag in the field of a rival is always going to start an issue. It's just going to. It always will.
In an earlier in the year, and I'm not backing Michigan at all, but Texas planted their flag on the field. Michigan was nowhere to be found. Ohio State was off the field, and they came running back because they knew they got their asses whooped. They were off the field already. Stay off the field. Or coach like Sarkisian did, and make sure your kids aren't on the field and get them off before something happens.
I think you're wrong here.
I understand,
what you're saying as well.
I understand,
but I think you're wrong.
This generation of kids have always hid behind keyboards, right? And they're all tough guys online. And then when they get punched in the mouth and they get beat in real life, they don't know how to react, so they start throwing temper tantrums in the participation trophy era.
I was gonna say I feel like it has to do with the fact that they gave participation medals to them than they were hiding behind the keyboard. But they are online. You're correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I
hear you. It wasn't a good look yesterday.
The fighting is out of hand, and
it wasn't a good look yesterday.
Yeah,
because it was all over the place.
Yeah,
you're 100% right. I agree. I just don't want them to overreact and totally take it away, right? You know what I mean? And I, to your point, I don't know if there is a line there, right? Like I'm
okay with you running with the flag. We don't need to plant it at midfield.
I don't disagree with you, because I also put a lot of blame on the networks that stayed on that. For staying on the every broadcast stayed there and like play by play. Oh, there's a hook there, there's a jab there, right? Like it was like we were watching a boxing or UFC.
No, this is what they want.
Yeah. But no, you're ultimately right. Like that's not a good look.
Game next year.
Yeah, it's not a good look at all.
Animosity between these two teams. Blah 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 blah. It's an easy opening fucking sell for these networks. Yeah. So they don't give a shit.
And then they're but to your point, Tommy, then they're shocked the fight happens. Like, what do you? Why are you shocked then?
Well,
why are you shocked?
It's a bunch of goddamn suit and ties. So,
yeah,
of course
you're shocked because Ohio State goes around crossing out every M in the city of Columbus on Michigan week. Like you're born into that hatred. So what do you expect?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that they hate each other. The running back from Michigan he was
really
afterwards.
Good. Yeah, he was really good,
and he had a great game too. I mean, he was MVP of the game.
He was awesome. Yeah,
Kelly Mullins.
Yeah, Kellen. Yeah, Mullins.
Kellen Mullins.
Yeah, like I mean that when
great game.
Jenny Taft was interviewing the defensive lineman, and then the fight happened. Fox should have just went to commercial. You know what I mean? Like just go to commercial and come back after it's done. And you don't need to show all of that, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Because then it happened in the...
It happened in North Carolina
State game.
It happened in every game where there was basically an upset, or where the other team won the field, basically. That's where it happened.
There was another game, too, that was...
Clemson, South Carolina, maybe?
Yes, I think that was the other one.
Florida State, maybe?
Florida State was a bad one.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them.
I saw on Twitter today, somebody called it, oh my God, what'd they say? It's celebratory vandalism. Because they were picking up the dirt out of the end, or the grass out of the end zone, because that's what Florida State did to Florida last year. They were like, that was different. This one is celebratory vandalism. I'm like, are we making up words here?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but it definitely wasn't a good look. It was an awesome weekend of football in the college game, and to see a lot of those games end that way was not ideal. I'm definitely on board with you there.
And honestly, I forgot one thing. If UNLV beats Boise, you know who might get in is Tulane. Because Tulane's going to beat Army, probably.
Yes. This is where my Liberty Flames effed up by losing more than once, or any of them, right? And a cake schedule. You played like shit all year. You lose. You could be Tulane undefeated and be already in.
Yeah.
If you're undefeated as the non-Power 5 high ranked, you're in.
No, I agree.
You know? But you're right. Tulane's if UNLV beats Boise, Tulane, you're right, is in.
Because Tulane then would have to beat Army, and that I would think that Tulane would get in over UNLV. I would think.
Yes. UNLV's good though.
They're very good, but they have
that's gonna be a good game.
They have a couple. Oh, they lost to Syracuse and they lost to Boise State already, right? So they have 2 losses.
I lost track of that story. Did that quarterback ever go back, or is he still sitting out?
No, he's out.
He's out.
Yeah, but the backup's solid though. He can play.
Yeah.
He was also a transfer. The kid that's playing now also transferred in.
There you go. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Carlos, that's my crumb. My crumb of the week is Aziz
Al-Shahir. Yeah, that was a bad hit.
Who I like as a player a ton. You know, I think he's
good player.
Really good middle linebacker. Obviously somebody, D'Amico Ryans really wanted there in Houston to help put his defense together. But just I've argued with some people about this. I don't know why there's even an argument. One, it's in the rule book. One, it's in the rule book.
And he was way sliding, it's everything that you're not supposed to do. He was sliding. He went head first. He whatever they call it, lunged at him.
The lunge is the game changer.
Yeah.
Yep. You lunge at the head area. Right. Everything they're trying to take out of the game. Right. And again, it's a physical sport. I'm not trying to put these guys in flag football, but that's the way to try to protect the quarterback.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I get it. As a defender, you're told to take him out. Right. You're essentially told to, remove this guy from the game, hit everything that moves. But
that's go as long as you can until,
That's where you got to be smarter. And shows you maybe what, the Jags think of their quarterback through a really bad year right now as a group. But, 2-9 football team, rushing into their quarterback's offense, you don't see that often. So,
no.
I mean, I think
I hated how
completely justified to do it too.
If I'm a Jags fan, I feel better about Trevor Lawrence.
Evan Ingram can be in my foxhole. Love Evan Ingram going right after him. Love it.
Yep.
I hate that the NFL is a shit product and you had to even it out, right? Like you couldn't give the Jags a pass for that, right? You had to do the offsetting penalties. You had to do the offsetting ejections, right? That should just be one penalty and ejection on Al-Shahir, and he's gone. It doesn't matter what Jacksonville does. They had the right to defend their QB as they did. And then the lack of remorse as he's going off the field, like he didn't do anything. Yeah, it's weird, Tommy. There's a whole bunch of people online that don't even think that hit was dirty. Yeah. How do you not see that hit is dirty?
Well, a bunch of tough guys at home on their computer again.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, here we go back to the guys that sit behind a keyboard and tell you this isn't football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the football. I know. That's why you got guys that are fucking geriatrics at this point of their
career. That's why guys can't move.
That's been a penalty forever now. When the quarterback slides, you can't hit him. You know that.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, and
complete disregard for your opponent, complete lack of respect for your opponent.
It's just with the head injuries and everything. It's a scary play. That's all. Scary play.
There's my crumb.
And like you said, it's not a new hit, right? It's not like it's a new play this year that we're trying to take out of the game. No, this hit's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I remember my crumb. My crumb's the Philadelphia media, specifically the Eagles media, for this team being 10-2 and trying to push a divide into this offense and continuing to push the narrative to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith that they're not getting the touches and the targets, and asking them every day how they feel about that. Now, AJ and Devontae have been awesome in their responses and handling this, but what are we doing as a media base if we are trying to divide this team when we're rolling right now?
That's on Jeffrey Lurie.
Why are you even putting these questions out there? Who cares?
I'll say it again.
Who cares?
You have
we're winning games.
Well, you can say
and that's
no.
what AJ is.
If
You
we're
can say
running
no
the
to
ball,
any
we
of
don't
these
need to throw the
guys.
ball. Like that.
You can say no to any of these guys you want, Jeffrey. These guys don't have to all have access. I've been saying this for years.
Yep.
Right? You can get the guys in there that are not going to give you layup line questions, but they're going to ask real questions. Right? And you're right. I mean, these guys after wins, after 8 in a row, they're trying to find something to fucking write about.
Yeah.
This is why I've been done with the media. I don't read any articles. I don't give a shit what any beat writer says. I don't care, and I haven't for a while. And I've been on an island with that for a while. And more people are starting to come on. Tom's Island's open, right? There's no reason to read these guys when you have Twitter. There's no reason to read or listen to anything these guys fucking say because they're all dry jock, big time double barrel, the biggest goddamn dryer sheet you can find for the biggest load of laundry you got. That's 98% of these guys that are covering teams. All right, it's just who they are. They never got a chance to play. They're the guy who did the game changer. They're the guy who did the book for you. That's who these guys are, and we give a rat's ass what these guys got to fucking say. Anybody that wrote that well in high school, you think they were that good on the field? Because they weren't. I can tell you right now, they were not. All right? And don't let the glasses fucking fool you here. Was not a good writer. So, I mean, I don't know why some of you people care so much. I don't know why some of you care so much what they got to say. Like they got some inside knowledge. No, they don't. They're like access to watch a grown man get dressed.
Yep.
I mean, shit. That's all it's been. You have access to watch another grown man, put up his drawers. That's cute. That's cute. That's on the street. I mean, shit. Who gives a crap? What any of these guys say? They're always looking for a divide.
Yeah.
They're always looking for a
It's
story.
disgusting. It's disgusting.
We let their agendas run our football team. I've been saying let A2D in for years. I mean, Jeffrey, I can supply you 7, 8 guys that will at least ask you legit questions, man. Legit questions. Not just there to see how big a guy's dick size is. All right. I know what some of these guys are there for. That's why they don't want to say the whites are back in sports. Because they're looking for some tree trunks.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it's ridiculous. Kudos to AJ and Devontae for not giving them what they were looking for and answering it the right way and just saying, hey, we're winning. And when you have someone special like that back there, you figure out, you just make the most of your moments. But I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I would. This is where guys get pushed. I mean, this is where I would condone it. Where I would say, if you want to fucking shove that guy, shove him around the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Slam him in a locker. You know what I mean? Let him sit in the locker overnight. See if he has the same question in the morning. All right? And see if he got the same question.
Back to high school?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to put these guys back. It's the only thing Joel's done good this year. The only thing Joel's done good this year, and knowing physicality he's shown, is in the locker room. It's about time somebody pushes these guys around for writing dry jock fucking reports.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
Did you read my article today? Read my freaking dryer sheet article.
All behind some paywall. There's nothing I hate more than if I see an article that I'm like actually interested to read, and then you read the first half paragraph, and it's like $6.99. Fuck you, dude.
No thanks.
Yeah, fuck you.
You can pay my mortgage like that. I'm that important. Like this article is going to change your day.
Yeah.
About sports. Like you're going to have some inside knowledge that I'll never hear. You know what I mean? I'll never get an opportunity to hear this ever again in 2024. Like I've been saying this for a decade. So this is nothing new. Second social media was born in a second. I didn't need to know anything these guys said. Where their impact came is in the newspaper, baby.
Yeah.
The second the newspaper wasn't important is the second these guys became not important.
Facts.
Yeah, I've been telling my father.
I can put 10 microphones throughout the locker room and get the information I need. They're just live. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're just live. You got the podium with no questions. You just come up there. You can have AI generate questions. We can have Chat GPT do the questions for us.
Yeah.
Should be fan
Ask
questions anyway.
better ones than the media.
Just be fan questions anyway.
I
Yeah.
agree.
They should allow the best 5 fan questions, whoever's on the podium after each game.
I'm on board.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here. Trademark this, by the way, before Roger gets his hands on that one. I mean,
Roger loves stealing good ideas.
remember where you heard this at, guys. All right. We got anything else?
No.
I don't think so. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eagles are awesome. Makes the work week goes by a lot better when Eagles are playing great football. I'll tell you that.
Sure does. It sure does, Wills.
Sure does. This week's gonna suck, but
yeah, for you. Good luck.
At least the Eagles are playing good football. I'm gonna get a lot of overtime, so that's.
And you also need to get better internet.
I think his phone's dying. All right. Well, it's been a great disagree.
Clip this.
Got him.
Got him.
Been agree, disagree. Eagles winners 8 in a row. We're winners 8 in a row as well. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Me and Greg will see you Wednesday night. We appreciate you. We love you. Go fucking birds. We out.